It's Monday, everybody. Monday, January 26th, 2026. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, earlier this morning, I was working. I was thinking about, they showed on the news, further south of us got the ice. I was really hoping we were going to get some of that ice up here. Only because I love the way the light goes through the trees when they're just covered in like a big thick thing of ice. Like, yeah, every little branch, everything is just a cold sheet of ice that's thick on everything. It's a lot of water. Water's not like, get a 10 gallons of water, put it 10 gallons in buckets, and then see if you can carry that around for a little bit. See how that feels. A tree can hold hundreds of gallons of water, of ice, and it's not light. You can't imagine. And many of us have never heard or seen what I'm about to describe, but all that ice and all those trees, when it's really windy out on a summer day and the leaves are just blowing, you could hear whoosh, like the wind ripping through them. There's a different sound when there is piercing, cold, frigid, Arctic winds just shooting through this frozen, just kaleidoscope of ice everywhere. And it's like a huge wind chime. And then when a tree gives to this massive amount of weight and when it falls, every branch and every limb as it's hitting, I mean, it's just it's awe-inspiring and jaw-dropping, like I wrote in the description. And I wanted that here so I wanted my son. I'm like half tempted to jump in the car because I know it down south. They showed it on the news this morning. I could even hear it in the background. Like, oh God, I wish they would capture, like, if I could take one of my recorders, which I have a few of them, but I would probably take this right here is a little DJI mic set. I'd probably place a few of these around and record them all at the same time because there's a few different receivers. And then I would also set this bad boy up. I'd set this with the little microphones outwards, and I'd set this in the middle, and I'd get away from it and just let it run for an hour and hope, and maybe even a few hours, and hope that no little critters or nobody's around to get hurt, or that doesn't affect some big, huge tree that we all love and it messes up our tree line or something. But to hear one of those trees crashing down, to experience and bear witness with your ears to the crashing, shattering, just epic and loud as fuck. Like, it's loud. And then you hear the echoing, bouncing off the eye. Oh my God, it's so incredible. And Corbin, the meaning of life. We all have different meanings to each one of us. And my friends, I feel good about who I am and where I am. Am I happy with where I am exactly? I mean, if this, then that, like, hindsight's always what it is. And sure, I'm sure if I could take everything I knew now and go back and did it again, like, it would be so much better. I'd do it differently. I would live differently. I wouldn't be so eager because, for the last 20 years, especially early in those 20 years, I was spinning wheels, trying and angry at the world, just wanting out of my fucking nightmare of a life of just living check to check, when I knew that people were out there flying, going around the world and living it up and experiencing things. And not just a few people, but tens and thousands, if not millions of people. Travel the world and enjoy it and have plenty of finances to Yeah. And to some of us, traveling to Florida once or twice in our life, that was the highlight reel. Like, that's fine, and that's great for some people. That is their experience, and they're like that's what really does it for them. Like, by all means, congratulations, you found your voice, your thing, and you accomplished what you wanted to accomplish, and those highlights were the epitome. Like, that's fine. You know, I don't need a private jet. I don't need to own a multi-million dollar home times multiple. Like, I don't need multiple. I do want to have a few locations. In fact, this house right here that we have now, I'm convincing the wife that we don't sell it yet, because it's $500,000. And when we do go to cash this out, and, you know, whether we start a restaurant, a bar slash, you know, get some grub and some drink here, you know, she wants to turn it into a D&D themed environment. I'm wanting that industrial, modern look. And I'm thinking, what if we meet in the middle, do like some kind of like, not steampunk, but, you know, dragon punk or dragon industry, where we have like D&D, but it's made out of like imagine a metal sculptured, like, with it being finely polished, like fine metals, like a huge dragon head on the wall or something that we molded from a drawing that we liked a lot from D&D, and had somebody, you know, yeah, we commissioned someone to put it together for us. That would be dope. And I guess for me, it's like, if you, I actually had a chat with GPT about this the other day, because my friend Corbin's on here trolling me, but then telling me he wouldn't troll me. I wouldn't know it if he was trolling me, as if he's got some, just because he's better than everybody, whatever the thing is. I guess what I'm saying is, he posted something on my page here recently, and like, he's really trying to prove to me that it feels like he's trying to prove to me that I'm toxic, and he's doing this for me, by the way. He's trying to help me, because while I'm out here trying to help people that might be in a state that I was in once, to let them know that, hey, you don't have to go through 20 years of pain to get on the other side of this. You literally can do it now. And I'd probably use this post here to say, hey, there's a baseline here. This is really, like, just be present. Don't be so wrapped up in your head of what could be and where you want to be, to the point where you miss out on what's in front of you. Experience life and enjoy it. You know, if you look at some of these great, great people, Marcus Aurelius or Leonardo da Vinci or any of these, like they were brought up, a lot of them. Marcus Aurelius was a slave who became emperor of Rome. And that story is incredible of itself. But a lot of these people were reared and brought up in environments for them to be great. How many kids do you think are in poverty right now that have the framework and the DNA work and the genius mind to come up with the world's next big thing? And because we don't give them their opportunities, or give them, like, that's what I'm trying to say, is there's so many of us out here, and you never know. And somebody that could be, to you, looks to be slow or not smart at all, or just, you know, a worthless human, if you will, in there somewhere is a gift. And it could be so stupid to you, but what does that matter? You putting weight on somebody that's not, like, stop trying to find the bad or the people that are not capable of things, or you know, don't look at it the way you do, man. It's so we'll talk about toxicity. But it's okay. Because, like, again, I went to ChatGPT and was asking it, like, hey, I feel like my friend here was like, I must be triggering him for him to be saying something. Because I don't expect people to agree with everything I say. Some people will say, well, I don't need that. I can move on and this is fine. If it's really bothering him to go out of his way and to post about it, and he's trying to help me, when I look at the message, it's not really giving me direction. It feels a lot like he's defending his mindset. And we all want to do that. I'm trying to defend my mindset right now. I want to be open to what he's trying to tell me, but like I see the picture of, there's really no meaning to life. Nobody knows, and just be here and be happy and be present. What happens when you're sitting there and you're just being there, being present, but off to the side, you see some people having a great time laughing, and you see some people over here that just seem to be like keeping to themselves and meh. Are you the type of person to even want to get up to approach one of these two tribes, or would you rather stay to yourself? Me, I'd want to go over to the tribe where people are laughing and enjoying sharing stories and talking and communicating and engaging with each other. But there are those of us that just, if I need something, I'll let you know. But if I don't need anything, leave me alone. And I'm going to stay to myself. And don't judge me. Don't critique me. I don't want it. I'm not trying to grow or improve. I am just present. I am living. That's the meaning of life. Leave me alone. What tribe do you fall into? And there's so many different tribes out there. I'm breaking down to two to choose from, but there's so many. Like, you have a tribe out here. I used to go after my tribe. I used to focus on just those that like I aligned with. I got bored fast. And, I think there's a lot to it, but, oh, dude, he's calling. You see, I've been working on more. I'm finally now just getting on here to stream and hang out, and now we got shit to do. Yes, sir. What you got going on?
To a reset so I can log in and so I can then help Melissa chase through her browser.
Oh, she sent something in. Did she send that in through you directly, or did she go through support at Wegman? Beautiful. And your tech ad isn't working right now? Correct. Yeah, we were getting Kevin in there and training him on it, so I knew that was going to create a problem. But you weren't in that day. I think you were sick or something last week. Let me get in here. Jump. So Wednesday, we're going to have a meeting and get the tech ad account synced up. Will you be in by 10 a.m. on Wednesday?
Yeah, should be.
If we can, because I'll be wrapping up with Kevin. I'd like you to get on the phone with us at the end of our meeting and for us to get everybody on the well, actually, I think I can add you to MFA without resetting his. I can, actually. Never mind. I'm being stupid. Give me a second. I think what I should do is I can log into the tech account and then add a MFA, which will put yours in there. So that's what I'm going to do. Then we won't have to do that on Wednesday. Just a few more moments. All right, so I need you to scan this QR code, or yeah, that's gonna be the best. I wonder if I can take a picture of it and send it to you. No, because then you have to take a picture of it. You in front of your computer right now? Give me 1 second. Go to your MFA and remove that one account if you don't mind.
All right.
And then open up your email. And let me know if that works.
Okay.
I'll have to hit next here for you and get you through the process, and I'll tell you the code. So I hit next, and you're going to scan that QR code.
All right. I got it.
Okay, it's 72. Let me know if that works. I gotta take this call.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, babe.
It's obviously still not working.
No, I'm sorry. I added all the settings. Let me get back into it.
Yes. But I have never seen it.
Yeah, what the fuck? It all switched back. Like it didn't save. Yeah, I think their app is busted. I'll text you when I'm done. Let me try. I got somebody on the line too waiting for something. So let me try to fix that while I'm doing this other thing.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Well,
It says it was added. Um, you want to try it one more time, or did it not add it to your phone?
it added to the phone.
Okay. So yeah, the code worked. Try it again and see if it gives you a new code.
Try it again.
Oh, wait a minute. You're trying to get on MFA through Enable, not through Microsoft, right? What are you trying to log into right now? What are you trying to log into right now?
The PS or the RMM, so I can.
Okay.
It's all about Melissa and getting her browser updated.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was doing the yeah, this one we will. I was thinking Microsoft for a second, but you're right. We need to do the Enable side of things. That we will have to do this all together. I don't think that Yeah. 1 second. I have to do it through my account. Give me 1 second. Are you able to get to take control either? That's done too, right?
Can't be sick.
Okay. That definitely put a hinder on things. All right, so I'm going to reset it, but we both need to do it together. So I'm going to jump on Teams with you here. This is what we'll have to do together as a group when we get. And just so you know, Kevin, you and I will be the only ones in Enable through Tech at. And once they start taking over calls, you'll just be backup. You shouldn't have to be doing any of this. And any clients that are a part of the MTP, when they have a problem, we're training them that if it's a problem that a technician needs help with, you send it to support at your own domain. If it's a problem that the technicians won't take care of, we're actually training them more granular, so they don't call us just for everything. We have to train people on, hey, when you have this type of issue, you call service desk. When you have this type of issue, you call admins, the account management team. So let's do this reset two-factor. I'm sending you an invite now. If you have a second, I'm happy to try to get him on the phone now and jump him on this call with us so we can just get it done now if you want.
That would be great. I'd really be like to stop hearing about it.
What do you mean by stop hearing about it? Hello?
Hello?
What do you mean by stop hearing about it?
Well, then we can see it in action.
See, I'm sorry, I'm just a little confused.
This whole thing with Kevin, how it's going to play out.
Oh, well, that's totally. Jay knows exactly. I'm not sure if he shared it with you. I'm happy to share with you where we're at with things because Jay's telling us right now you don't want to do it.
I don't know what it is.
That's why I thought it was funny that he was making that decision for you. And I was like, well, how does he even know? Like, and I think really what it is Jay's just protecting himself right now, which is what, like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I think that's why he's doing it. Maybe not intentionally, but I think that's really why he's not telling anybody. Or same reason why Scott doesn't want to do it with his team. And finally now Scott's, the whole admin team, all the fucking leaders there. Yeah, Joe's an asshole, but he's trying to help. So get out of the way, gatekeepers. Jay's gatekeeping everything. He needs to let you know what's going on. You're making all of his money. You're aware of that, right? You know you have power, right?
I really just need to get in there so I can help him.
And what's her problem? Just really quick while I'm jumping on this call right now. I just sent you the invite.
She needs a browser update and her search got changed.
So So if we go in and tell it to go to Google, and it's going to come back and say, "Oh, after an update, we're just going to put you where we want you." That if that's what's happening, we need to know so we can find a fix around that. All right, I'm going to share my screen. I'm assuming you hung up because you can hear me.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. What the fuck is this? That's the tech at. I'm trying to get. I just had it up. Where the fuck did it go? Here it is. Now we're going to do this together. I just told it. Fucking. Oh, I guess I got to save it. What fucking actions? Okay. Let me know when you get to the screen too. And make sure you remove anything that says MSP Navigator with the tech at Navicore. So you don't have what I had, which is duplicates. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. We both need to do this. Oh, shit. Let me see if I can get Kevin in here. Okay. It's in fact, let me see if I can't. Well, that'd just be dangerous having a picture of it if it'll work. I don't want that. Shit. All right. I'm assuming you have a code of 721537.
Yeah.
All right, I won't keep you any longer. But if you want, Alan, I'm happy to bring you up to speed if you want to do a quick review of the MTP and what we're doing with matters, tier one matters with the service desk. I don't think you should be taking tier one calls either. That's what I've been telling Jay, but he thinks he's going to lose all of his money if you stop taking calls, which that's not the case at all. But I'm happy to go over it with you and where I'm at and to get your thoughts on it because I think that'd be important for us to move forward in a way that we're all happy with. Kevin seems to really like the MTP and what we're building out. And yeah, I'm excited too because I think, yeah, just let me know, bye guy. Appreciate it.
All right. We got to answer the email and tech@navicore.com.
Give me 1 second. Well, what the shit? Okay. I gotta make sure I get these backup codes saved somewhere before I lose them. Good deal. All right. You need anything else right now? You good? Would you say? Did you say there was something else you need after that email?
If I can. Okay, it worked. All right, thanks.
Let me know if you need anything, boss.
All right.
See ya.
Sorry I couldn't get to the phone right now. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Whatever, bro. Whew. Hey, boss. Hey, I had to get Alan into the RMM. I was hoping to get you on this Teams call with us so we could have gotten all three of us on there just to knock that out real quick. But he said he'll be around Wednesday morning. That's why I just tried calling you. Did you want to try to meet up today still? Oh, I did try calling you just like not even 10 minutes ago. Well, yeah, 15 minutes ago. But if you're calling me out of the blue, just hey, I have time to work, then let me send you a Teams invite. Sounds good. Thanks, boss. Bye bye.
Hello?
Hey, are you still working on Melissa's thing?
No, I fixed it.
Beautiful. What all you got on your plate? Do you have any time today?
Yep, I got all kinds of time.
Kevin and I are about to jump on a Teams call to work on the service desk. I ask that you come in and be an observer on this call. You can do other things if you want, but we can also get all of us on the tech at, and you can get up to speed with where we are with things.
Okay.
Awesome. I will send.
Great.
I'll add you to the invite. We'll be on. I'm setting it for 2:30, but I'll see you when you get there. You hung up. Okay. Hey, Alan.
I don't
Still waiting on Kevin. He should be here any minute.
know.
All right. So, do you remember the three tiers and what makes tier 1 versus tier 2 versus tier 3?
Okay.
You have the edge profile pulled up, right? For tech.
Yeah.
Peachy, peachy, peachy. So Melissa sent in a request to. Just want to make sure my shit's working right because I don't see it in the PSA or the matter tracker. Let me text Kevin, make sure he understands. I sent the invite. Yeah, he just called me at 2:10, and I was like, "Hey, I was just calling you." Like, he didn't say hello or anything. I answered. I was like, "Hey, Kevin, that was me just trying to get you on a call with Alan and I so we can do the scan thing. But I'm good. Let me know if you can still talk later." He's like, "Oh, you tried calling me? I was calling you because I'm ready to work." I'm like, "Oh, well." Then he looked at his phone. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know you tried calling." I was like, "Oh, well, let me get him on the phone." So that's where we are. Kevin. So now you guys are tracking things in the PSA, correct? Are you guys putting objectives and matters in there?
No. I'm the only one that gets in there.
Jay told me you, Sean, and him work out of it. But you guys share his login or something? Well, this is why I'm excited to talk because
Yeah.
Jay does his best to
I don't
explain
even
things.
know.
Yeah, I think Jay's trying to explain things the best he can, but I know you're the one living in it, so I'm excited for us to get lined up. If Kevin asks, I mean, I invited you here. That's why you're here. But him and I. So here's what This is what I have going on. Tier 1 calls is calls that are affecting somebody, but it's just affecting them, and they can't. They can produce, but it's a problem, and they need to get it fixed. Right? There's a workaround or whatever it may be, or it needs fixed, but doesn't need fixed right this second. But it needs to be fixed before tomorrow. Like, it's not holding things up now. We can get around it, but it's a problem. We need to deal with it. That's a tier 1 issue. Okay. Tier 2 is that it's affecting one person, but they can't do their job and they need to do their job. That means production's being held up. Somebody needs to have a check written, or I got to get out here and start my time mowing this guy's lawn, but I can't. Hopefully we have contingencies for that. Write it down and call service desk afterwards. Don't sit there until it's fixed before you start your job. It all comes down to training and understanding our systems. So we'll get better at clarifying these too as we go. In fact, I have this written down somewhere. I'm doing a shit job of it, I'm assuming. And then tier 3 is when it's affecting multiple people and production's held up. That's like, oh shit, production's bad and nobody can work. So tier 1 calls is usually someone calling in for an issue that a technician can usually say, "Oh, let me get this fixed for you," and someone will reach out to you late. Like it's something that can be I don't want to say kick down the road, but something that is very easy to fix, and it's not pressing for time. And that's really what it comes down to is production. Is it affecting production? If it's not affecting production, let it roll. And I want your help in helping to define how we label these as well. That's part of this conversation that we're having. Hey, Kevin. How we doing, boss?
Okay. Okay.
Give him a minute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it ate through it a little bit. Yeah, it ate through it a little faster than I was hoping. So, I thought it would hold us a little bit longer. But, and like you say, it is what it is. And we're doing it. I just want to make sure we're being. Mhm. Yep. Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Will do. Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, yeah, that one's like our admin, exactly, it is. Yeah, that one's moved out, so that's kind of the admin account that we use. The others are still there just because they forward stuff and, sure, where everything. But that's tied to it, yeah. Okay. Come on, let's go. Yeah, sure. Oh, sure, yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Yeah, okay, I will do that. Yeah, I appreciate it. Sure. Yeah, I appreciate it. So do you have like how are things? I know you call it sometimes. Like, is going okay? All this okay? Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Tony's hard to top for sure. Okay, okay. Yeah. I see. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. I I appreciate it. Okay, all right. Thank you. All right, thank you. Bye. Sorry.
No worries. No worries.
I
We're
put you on mute.
and we have guests with us. Alan's here with us as well.
I know. I know.
So
Yeah, sorry. She called me back right after right after I hung up with you.
I'm kind of hoping. Alan said he's got all kinds of free time now. It sounds like he got all of his matters put at bay. I'm good right now, and everybody's snowed in, so there's no pressure from this side anyway. We're good. Um, yeah. So real quick, we're going to do this one final time, and the three of us right now have very different purposes for being inside of this profile. This is a very important profile. This is the one that's going to manage matters for the master tech plan. Now, I was just discussing with Alan here what matters, what tier one, tier two, tier three matters are in the MTP sense. And this is how we train gatekeepers and train their workforces behind that gatekeeper. A matter is basically anytime, something that isn't supposed to happen happens, like something breaks, and they don't have a way to fix it themselves. We try to set things in place for people to fix things themselves. If we fix a problem, we try to put something there to fix it itself. We tell the people that these are considered matters in this organization, and here's how you self-resolute it. If there is no self-resolute and you hit a snag, then there's always a backup. There's an escalation. There's something to do with any process. You're going to look at what you're doing, and anything that falls under IT department for a matter, it's going to go to this service desk. And our technicians need to be trained to understand that we are not just a IT, we're a business service model. This is the service desk, not the support desk. And the service desk's purpose is to deal with matters. Now, we deal with IT matters. This service desk does. If something comes in for something outside of IT, obviously we want to be helpful and do our best to help them. But, if it's outside of our scope, we need to document if you are able to help them. Oh, well, I don't do payroll, but this is what you need to do. All right, have a good day. Track that. Let us know that we helped them with that thing. And don't help anybody with anything outside of your scope. And we'll set those limits and the SLAs around all that as we go. But we're going to start one client at a time going into this, this queue, if you will. We're setting this all up for adding client after client into it. We're going to train a client. We're going to put them into this service desk and then iron out the weeds as we're bringing in the next client. Put them in it while we're iron out the weeds, then the third, then the fourth, and hopefully it's golden after 4 or 5, because then we'll run out of my clients. And then we're adding either new clients or clients from anchors, which we can get into anchors later. Anyway, with all that being said, the 3 of us are responsible for this tech app profile for a very important reason. And I will give you guys we are documenting an SOP and P, our standard operating procedures and policies, which is a big component of our admin pipeline application that we deliver to our clients. And everything I'm talking about, if we're doing it, our clients are doing it to some degree. Like the admin pipeline, that's a thing. And our clients all have one. We work from pipelines. And we'll get into that here in a little bit as well. But right now, everybody should have access to this site right here and have access to this profile. You both should be able to go to wait a minute, I'm on the wrong profile. Should have a big N up here in your Edge profile. It should say Tech at Navicore should be the identity. I have mine set to say Navicore Technician. And if we do have them set up that way across the board, that's ideal anyway. But I'm not going to be super anal and tell you guys what to label it underneath your own computers. Just the Navicore Technician is the one I'm using here. And when you guys open it, regardless of what browser you're on, when you go to open that profile, it should automatically shoot straight to, like I just closed it and reopened it. And it came straight to this screen. There's a home button up here as well. And that's the beginning stages and framework of this profile. We have, in the favorites bar so far, there's only 4 items. A folder to hold different tech plans that we'll be doing and how to access the tech plans. And then we have our service desk site, which is this site here that it opens up to. If we go to another tab and open up the RMM, go to another tab, open up the PSA. And right now we're just these technicians will only be dealing with matters. Kevin, I will be training you and the team on how to take over the backup management side of things. So that way you guys can start monitoring the backups. And, when there's a problem or a matter with backups or something is restored, then you guys will be able to deal with that. Right now, you guys are only tier 1 technicians. When someone's having a problem with something and it's not, if it is affecting production, if it's a tier 1, 2, or 3, you're going to be the ones receiving that call. Our gatekeepers are going to be trained on when there's a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. If it's a tier 2 or tier 3, they're going to reach out to us probably directly and the service desk, because we need to be in the know whenever there's something going on stopping production, period. But we'll get into all that later. Right now, the the primary focus of this call is to get us all on the same profile, make sure everybody can access everything and has on their device. So you guys should all have on your mobile device. We will want to have the Authenticator app with this profile, the Microsoft profile and the MSP Navigator profile. And once we all have that, we should all have the same access. But we're all doing different things. We all have different responsibilities. Alan, you're going to become the escalation support as senior support when their service desks can't solve a problem. You're going to be a backup for them because you know these tech plans better than anybody else. And I'm here as a backup as well. I'm not putting we're on the same level, but it's only going to be you and I, if that makes sense. Kevin will be working with his technicians to set up their identity because they're going to be logging in as themselves, but they won't have the control that tech does. And this is where we're getting into some of those permission things. Kevin, you will be the administrator. You're the gatekeeper for the RMM for the MTP. Meaning, if we go to change any settings in the RMM, I can do it, Alan can do it, or you could do it, but you're responsible for it. So if we want a setting changed, you should be the one that understands the big picture and how things work, unless you don't want to be that person, and we can take that off of you. But that's how I'm gearing this. That's how I'm putting this. Alan is here to support and back up if you're not around. And same for me. I'm here to build the whole MTP out and to bring people to it, better, bigger, badder anchors, and new clients and networking, all that good stuff. This is the work going on behind the scenes. Does anybody have any questions or anything that sounds distasteful in here, or does it sound good? What are your guys' feedback so far?
Okay, so, well, yeah, okay, so we keep adding things in here. So,
what do you feel like is being added in?
well, so initially we were talking about reactive calls / tickets.
Matters, correct.
Yeah, and then we added TSA setup and configuration.
Well, I'm happy to do it if you want, but I'm giving you guys the opportunity to make it your own if you want. If you want me to take on the responsibility, that's fine. I can manage it. I thought that's something you guys wanted. I'm sorry. And that's why we're having this conversation, to make sure we're lined out, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's something that you asked if we could try to do. And now we're adding in backups.
Well, that's like a Q3 or Q4 of this year. That's not soon. We're going to be adding a client. And I know that you guys both work in reactive worlds. My pipelines are 3 years at a time. I'm hoping by the time that this tech plan is over, this 3-year span, because I know what true adoption is, and this is going to happen. At least the MTP side of it. The faster it happens, or is it going to be slower? As long as I'm alive, it's going to be pushing to make this thing happen. So, I'm looking at this in quarters, essentially. By the end of this quarter, I'd like to have my 3 larger clients having their matters being managed through you guys, and then having Alan as a backup and having them help out with objectives. And if there's issues with matters, he's a resource for you guys to go to on objectives, if that makes sense. Or for matters. When matters need to be escalated, he'll be there to help support those matters. We have 2 pipelines that we're focused on. We have our matters versus objectives, and account management's responsible for objectives. We need somebody to help account managers focus on those objectives, because there's a lot there. And that's where I see Alan kind of, where he's not being pulled around and his day isn't being dictated by issues from users. And maybe that's what he wants to do. I don't know. That's why we're having this conversation, but there's 2 pipelines here. Objectives is where we're doing sessions, meeting with clients, and building out their virtual workspace, doing these working sessions, and reviewing our process. It's a whole feedback loop. And this your part in this for backups will come when we're at a place, because hopefully we can add budget, right? My budget right now is $2,000 a month. And I thought my bill was going to be $900 a month from Enable, but it's like $1,200 a month. So actually my budget now is 20 because I promised you $1,000 a month. And that's where I want to start you at. So that makes it to where I'm paying $2,200 a month for Enable and, service desk right now. And then as backups come into that, like we can look at that budget and I can give you a set amount to focus on backups and you guys can take over that. But that's going to be well after we get the clients all onboarded, if that makes sense. And even at one client, you're going to be flat rated at $1,000 a month. We will grow that budget as we meet those milestones and get more put on to you. And to see the value of that and to see that grow organically, I want us to be cognizant of that because the budget and the work should reflect, we should be happy with the way it's reflected, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So backups looking at like Q3 or something like that.
Yeah. And in fact, the way we should be looking at it is we know it's going to happen. I was going to pull this up just a moment ago. In fact, this is why I keep switching back and forth. Let me go back to my. Now, I'm going to get you guys access to the. Well, I'm team. What the hell?
A couple of outliers I'm working on.
So, this right here is our current roadmap. If we look at service, if I go to department view, oh, shit. If I go and break this down by department, if I look at service desk, we have two things, tech onboarding process for MTP services. So what I'm going to do is, at some point.
I'm not seeing your screen if you think.
Oh shit. Thank you for letting me know. All right. So I'm in the admin pipeline here. Let me back up a little bit. Here's our objectives, right? This is all the stuff I have in process right now, stuff that we're doing now. And here's stuff that we have in our roadmap so far. If I want to break this down and just see what we have going on with service desk, I can click right here. Now I'm only looking at the service desk open items and roadmap items. So I know at some point we're going to do this backup, BDR migration to SDN. And SDN is Summit Digital Networks. I'm in VKR. They are CPCS. Yeah, blah, blah. So this effort will be to have and take over management of the VDR services, which we call data vaults as part of our service groups. So what we'll do is we'll look at the backups, right? We're looking at how much we're profiting off that, all that good stuff. We're going to take a portion of that, put back to the MTP, and a portion of it goes to you, and the rest of it goes to paying for what the cost of the thing is. So, and as an anchor, you are part of the MTP. Like you guys, we want you to be excited, maybe even have your own branch of a website that's MTP or SDN or Summit MTP dot something. Like we'll come up with something that way. There's a page out there that you can go to see that, you guys are our anchor, if you will. And this goes over service desk techs. That's that department. And I'm assuming you'll be taking on that when it's time to do it. We don't have to put people in here yet. This is going to be a roadmap item. So we put it in as roadmap. I don't think we have something else in here. There may be child projects, like when we go to do this, when it comes closer. So we never put the child in before it gets close to live time for that roadmap item. Because when a roadmap item comes in and finally hits active, there's going to be a bunch of other child objectives born from that. So that way that main objective can get done. So this will be basically the parent for some of these. And this will require SOP&P, but again, you don't do that until it becomes active. There's no point in having it taking up space in our development folder when it's not active. And we're hoping it's going to start. So we don't know. We don't take these dates super serious, but we know that Q3 starts here in July. So we'll say sometime we want to start at the soonest it's going to be July. And we can always kick it down when we're reviewing our roadmap. So, you know what? Yeah, there's no way that's going to happen. Or, hey, that's going to happen much sooner. Bring it closer. It just gives us a something to look at that gives us a roadmap. And then initiatives with this, I would say, leave that blank too right now. It's not really tied to any major initiative. So, and I know it took a lot of time explaining that right now, but once we're in the flow of things and we're living in it and just doing it, and it becomes a habit, like, it's super easy. You just go hit new, you put in what you know you need to put in because you've done 1,000 of them, and you move on to the next thing. That's where we need to get to. All right. Any questions on any of that?
Yep.
So right now, if refreshing this page, service desk site build out. That's the service desk site right here. I did do a little bit of work to this, so I want to go over that. Then we're also working on service desk ticket flow for matters. And we have some information on that. So if we go to the SOP&P on that, in the development folder of the SOP&P manager, there's a service desk folder, and that's where everything that's all this work probably around service desk is in this SOP&P folder. And this is supposed to be the SOP&P document, I believe, right here that we've started on. Still got some stuff to get done on it, though. But Alan, I don't know how much of this you know about the admin pipeline and SOP. Like, do you know what SOP&P is? Have I went over that with you at all?
No.
All right. This is probably going to be one of the biggest money makers for our business because this and supporting documents. Part of the MTP and the admin pipeline is when you do objectives, if there isn't already documentation around whatever we're working on, we need to have it documented clearly and put into our knowledge base. And SOP&P is basically just a simple way, because most of these small businesses don't have anything. It's a simple way for them to adopt it and then evolve from there, and they can take off with it. But right now, what I've learned is we're taking this SOP&P that we've developed for the MTP. It works for the tech plans we support. So we can, when they adopt the admin pipeline, they start using it. We give them the SOP&P for the admin pipeline, how it works. And when they do the AI adoption plan with us, we have training documentation for the AI, which is like, so as they're building this out, the foundation couldn't be more concrete and more solid. It's like, it really helps if you do it right, working your way up. So this SOP&P, which you should have access to, I'm going to make sure both of you guys have access to this library. Yeah, let's get you guys both in the admin pipeline or admin team. Man, Microsoft had some outages last week, and things have just been slow ever since. Am I the only one getting that? I might need to reboot some stuff. I don't know. Did you get hit with that last week, Kevin?
Yeah.
Like, what? Do you know what the cause of that was?
I thought last I saw it was like some kind of third party or something. Sorry.
Oh, you're already in here. Kevin, you have access to the admin pipeline. We just gotta get Alan in here.
Yeah.
I don't think Alan's even on the damn. Oh, another exciting thing is how good are you guys at doing Google tenants?
I've got some.
Yeah, I'm diving deep into it. I've set up ours because we're not going to use Gmail, but with Gemini and Google Drive and people wanting to use Google, like setting it up I mean, I don't know if it's worth the money to have everybody on it, but the few users that need it, I think it's worth it for sure. Yeah. All right. I need to go to identity real quick. So tiers, while I'm doing this, can you guys, when we're training users, Kevin, what has worked for you to, like, what's your guys' current tier system? I don't want to reinvent the wheel if we don't have to. How do you guys categorize your issues and train your workforces that call in? Like, what's the general rules there?
Well, usually if it's something that can be, fixed in, 15, 20 minutes or so, that's kind of a level one thing. If it takes something that's got to like restructure the environment, then, that's going to be more level two.
And that's a change. Yeah. That sounds more like yeah. So ours is based on production. Can the user produce? If they can, if there's a workaround, great. If there's not a workaround, is it just them, which is a tier 2? And if it's multiple people, it's a tier 3. So we take it based off of production. I don't need to send you a message. What the fuck? Next. Make this. I don't know how you guys add your external users. If you guys go through this, and maybe there's a better way, but this is how I currently add my external users. Alan, I'm going to go ahead and give you access to a couple of the sites through your actual identity. You can do certain things. In fact, I don't want Alan to I don't want to pay for an extra license for Alan. You're not going to be working on tickets and taking calls from MTP clients, are you, Kevin?
Thought we were, right?
Well, I mean, like you yourself will be doing it.
Oh, I'm going to start. So I prepared in the process.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know because like I would like you guys, instead of paying for an extra license for the PSA for Alan, he could use the tech one. I did not think you would actually be taking calls, and I don't mind. I just, that lets me know more about your operation.
Yeah, not the majority of them, but
yeah, if you needed to, you could use the tech, but the majority of the time, Alan will be the technician in there using that. I have an account to use, so I'll always use mine. So really, it's just the two of you guys that'll be using tech. I have access to it.
You're talking about an account for the PSA?
Correct. For the actual PSA. So your technicians that you have answering calls, they will get their own user ID to log in and do the work, if that makes sense. They won't use the tech ad. Okay. Did you know that?
No.
Okay. The tech ad's a service account that's only for management of the PSA, correct, the RMN, like all of that.
Usually, like, what's generic one on the PSA?
No. I want it. Yeah, like I want you guys to be proud of the MTP and like, hey, this is, Jim from Summit Networks. And I'm, yeah, we love working with the MTP and we love the clients of the MTP and we hopefully love the processes and you guys are adopting some of them internally. Like that's the vibe I'm going for anyway. So let me do service desk, Navicore for you, Alan. That gives you access to the MTP site, which is the general MTP site for all gatekeepers and people associated with the MTP, and the service desk. Oh, I wanted to make you a part of the admin team. I can do that after. See if you show up yet. No, probably not. Let me refresh. There you are. All right. So I know you guys won't be able to access everything up here, but again, the Navicore site, this is every tech plan has what we call a team site. This Navicore site here would be considered our team site where everybody in the organization has access to this site. We don't have news and announcements on here yet, but it will have eventually. And then the service desk site. This has some of the tech tools on the left-hand side and direct access. So, Alan, I don't know if I've already added you. So if I go to Fisher Design and I go to add you to a group here, this is their team site that they run off of, 21 members. Probably need to clean that up. See if Alan shows up in here. No. So I would need to go in and add, just like I add you to Navicore, and now you can go to Navicore sites. If you log into Edge with your Alan at cincypcs.com, that Edge profile now can access Navicore's team site and admin site. The URL, you might have to type it in the first time, Alan, but I want you to go to the admin team site. If you go to navicore.sharepoint.com/sites/service. Right here is the URL if you want to see it. So, I believe I've set these up. They might all just go to the team site. I can't remember if I set these up to go to. Yeah, they all go to the team sites for each client. And we're going to start with this Wegman company will be the first client. So none of you will be able to access. If you're not set up in them yet, when you try to go to their team site, they won't be there yet. They haven't been trained to reach out. We haven't set it up for their service desk to go through you yet. Wegman Company is going to be the very first company that we do this with. And right now, this is why I said earlier, asked Alan, I was like, hey, did Melissa send in that message? I need to pull that up. Let me go to support at Wegman Company real quick. Because if you send it to support at Wegman Company, it should have hit their inbox. If it hits their inbox, it should hit our inbox.
Okay, I got logged into the service desk site.
Awesome. And make sure you save a link or something. Maybe I don't know what you have as your home button right now. But that right there should be the quickest way to get to any support things that you need for the MTP clients. I'm trying to make that like a one-stop shop. You go there and you can see what matters are going on. You can yada, 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 yada. Go to the PSA, go to the tech plan. And that's a golden image of what a tech for the MTP, that's how they would operate. So we set that user up, and I'll do all the work to set the user up. That's why we're documenting our SOP&P, because if we know what resources and tools they need, that's why the SOP&P needs to be accurate, as few pages as possible. It looks cool when they're 20 pages, but we don't need that. Nobody's going to read that. Yeah. Let me go to CPCS's web team site here. Mail. Yeah, Alan, she didn't send it to support at Wegman. She sent it to you guys directly. I got to get on her about that. And that's why it's not hitting our service desk, because she's not sending it to Wegman. And that's how we're going to train users. We need to know when they're not sending it, and eventually we'll go in and put a rule in that says anytime somebody emails you, they'll get an auto reply sent back to them, and maybe even have the message forwarded to the service desk. That way it doesn't get lost, and they don't have to reduplicate the effort again. But yeah, we'll deal with that later. So I don't expect us to work out of this religiously. In fact, this could be an afterthought, and I'll keep this clean. This matters tracker. This is everything that's in here live today. Like, I went and marked all these completed. These are things that came up in the past that as I've been watching it. So we do see some Wegman people already using it. So I'm already starting to train. This is what's so beautiful about the MTP is that I already have users trained before we kick a system into motion, if that makes sense. We're going to be able to really drive our identity, if that, yeah. So any questions, or what are your guys' concerns right now? Where do you guys think we need to focus the most on? If we go to the admin site, Alan, you should be able to, at the very top, have this list, be able to click on admin team site and go there under your identity, not the tech. The tech will not be able to do that. That's because governance is working. We love it. Sorry. This is mine. So in the admin pipeline, what I want to look at is, does it, what in here do we need? I'm asking the question, what do we need to work on? And that's what should be telling us what to work on, is the admin pipeline, right? If we're doing this right. So I did get the DID from you, and we're going to set that up. Yeah, I was going through the pipeline. We went over the matters flow, and we just kind of talked about that for the most part. Configure tech add identity. We've been talking about this the whole time. DID setup, and that's going to be as simple as going into, just setting up their call tree, whether it's in 3CX or Teams, that when they called their service desk number, that it goes to option 1, it goes to you guys. Some clients might be so small that we just create a DID just for that, just to have it forwarded to you guys, so that way they own the service desk number. So I'll get that set up, and let me make sure that I thought I took the time to put the phone number in here, but I guess I didn't. Well, I could have sworn I put that in here. All right, let me find it real quick. Because you text that to me, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it right here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to create, almost forgot about this. You reminded me last time. We will have Oh, it'll be forwarded to. I already know the number because it's my primary number is 4420, and I have the next one available. That'll be the service desk one. So basically, what we're doing is we're going to forward it to. It'll go through Navicore service desk, which will then automatically get it to the right routed place. And the reason for this is if we grow and get huge, and SDN's like, we're tired of being reactive. We love this driving shit. We're going to be objectives only. We'll find a new service desk, and all we got to do is switch this one number after they're trained, and everybody's happy. Or I piss Kevin off one day really bad with my mouth, and we make it that easy to tell him to fuck myself. Either way, I'm trying not to make everything a chore. I'm trying to put thought into using these tools to build these processes for us to manage work smoothly with it being a great experience for the end users. These guys are busy trying to do their day to day, and when something breaks, they just want to know who do I call? What do I do? And we're going to these organizations saying, hey, let's create a way for you to manage where to send things and let everybody know. Like, we're helping business management, leadership development, but we're providing them the tools and a team that understands this platform to help them get to their desired state. So, what is your guys' current working hours?
Currently, our help desk is 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Monday through Friday only, right? I understand you have a 24/7 option and all this other stuff, but we do too, but you wouldn't call a tier 1 matters service desk for those types of problems. We have process just like you guys. You probably tell them, hey, here's your after hours and weekends process or whatever. So during hours, we'll deal with this. After hours, we're going to have a generic message, and then they can leave a voicemail, and it'll do what it's always done, unless you guys have I'm open to changes, but right now if they leave a voicemail, it sends an email to the service desk with that voicemail and creates a ticket request, and then the technician comes in and listens to it, qualifies it for the right tech plan, and puts it in the right queue.
Okay. Is that next day response? Or do you have
anything that comes in after 4 p.m., might as well consider it that, more than likely you'll get somebody back to you the next day. Now, we're putting a 2-hour SLA on service requests during business hours. So obviously we could say 3 o'clock. If you send it after 3 o'clock, if you don't hear anything back, it'll be next morning.
so like after hours emergencies? Is that how does that not go through? Like what?
Well,
A different number, or like what do you?
yeah, basically they can leave a voicemail still. That's part of the process, and we'll have somebody monitor it. If it's problematic, we're going to tell them that, hey, that's part of this whole process, but that's why we're doing one client at a time. If it's problematic, which we will rarely have that, if anything, it'll be early mornings. Somebody coming in at 5 a.m. and they can't do their work and they're freaking out. Somebody needs to get a hold of them sooner. So basically, we like to have somebody on call for that weekend or that week, and we take turns at the service. That was the route I was trying to go in, but we never did 24/7. Pretty much be responsible for your own clients.
kind of 24/7 on call, but call back within a couple hours or something.
Yeah, like so, right now that won't be part. You guys don't have to worry about any of that, because that's a different process. That's a different SOP and P. We're just focused on tier one, matters, period, and expecting you guys to help with tier one issues to your best of your ability. And what a tier one issue is that there's nothing really completely broken. They still can produce, but I'll have to go to the web browser to email instead of doing it through Outlook because Outlook is acting up. Okay, that's not detrimental. There's a workaround. That's a tier one issue. If they can't email at all, like everything else is working, but I can't email, that's a production issue. They can't communicate. That one user can't do a job. That's a little bit more serious, and that's a tier two. If you guys can take care of tier twos, that's what we're going to monitor. If you guys take care of tier two calls and are fixing them, great. Like that's where the money is right there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you call those, so those are your tiers and not your priorities.
You can, yeah. So how do you do your priorities?
Well, yeah, priorities is like how many people's affected, how serious is their workaround, so I've got, usually 1 through 4 of priorities within each ticket, but that's, how we've got it set up. But you want to set it up by, if we would say like a level 3 priority, somebody, say one user can't do something and there's no workaround.
That's a tier two to us. Correct.
Tier 2.
That's a tier two for us, right? And tier 3 is when multiple people are down. Which again, if you guys can solve tier 2 and tier 3 problems, that's amazing because those priority problems. And now here's the thing: is that I don't want to change what you guys call them internally. I want Summit Digital Networks. Now, someday, if we get to a point where you guys love the MTP and want to just become part of it, I mean, being an anchor essentially is. If we get to a point, I guess this is a better way to put it. If we get to a point to where there's more MTP clients that you guys are managing than your own, that's a good. To me, that'd be a great thing, because we've created what I was going after. A experience not just for the user, but an experience for both the technician and the user for when there's a matter. What's the best, smoothest way to get that done quickly and efficiently? What's that best experience? And when we do the hard work of figuring that out early, that's what we're doing big picture wise. That's what the whole master transformation plan is we're going to figure out what the best, by talking between the three of us, we're going to figure out what the best for us and for them that experience is. That way we can get it as close as possible. It's never going to be perfect. And I think part of it is being able to speak a common language. So the MTP is going to consider matters just for matters. This isn't, objectives. This is just for problems. What you guys would call priorities, we call tiers. Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 matter. And it should be easy for your team to delineate, I hope, between. You can use that as an example. Yeah, what we call priorities is what they call tier. Like, now we're on the same page. Then after hours, we're saying there's going to be a 2-hour SLA. So anything after 3. Now, obviously, we say 2 hours. If we're all caught up and everything's going smooth, there should be no reason why we can't, get back to them in 5 or 10 minutes. Like, we say 2 hours, but if we're consistently doing 2 to 10 minutes, as far as getting back to them, and I don't want auto replies. If somebody sends a ticket into the service desk for the MTP, there's an actual person responding back to them, because just like all this AI shit and everything else out there, people just want to talk to a person. So any communications coming from us to a user, it's going to be a actual human sending that email. Is that going to be any kind of problem for you guys to take a moment to say, hey, we see your issue, we're going to look into that? You don't have to solve it right there on the spot, but we got to respond to them as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alan, you're being awfully quiet. What do you think, guy? I think that once we get, Alwa's getting to a good place with their tech plan now, if we can have Mary and them eventually tell them that, hey, listen, Alan's always going to be there and stuff. But we have this new service desk, that's where you go when you have a problem. And, I think if we get people to quit going, like if we can get just the tier 1, 2, and 3 calls going to the service desk and have them managed for us, and we can focus on objectives and worksheets and sessions and and all that kind of stuff. And Alan, I guess I'd ask you, think about that some. What would you rather be doing as we build this out? Because we're going to have plenty of people. This thing, I know it's going to get bigger and bigger. If I get the funding for some of the areas, if I get a few $1 million invested into this thing, we're going to hire teammates. We need us to know what we're wanting to do at the top of this this whole thing. So think about that while we're doing this. What kind of time are we on right now? About an hour off. I was about to say it feels like a solid session. So, SOP&P. We got to create one to give to gatekeepers and to put into their AI that we're building for them. So that way, if a user goes, hey, what am I supposed to do? I'm having this problem. Like, it will know how the service desk is built to support them and what to do. In fact, the AI agent might be our tier 1 agent eventually after all, because of the way I'm building out the SOP&P and stuff, that it knows the LOB apps and service. I guarantee you this AI could probably help out quite a bit. So what do you guys feel like this document needs to say to the gatekeepers, like as far as laying out what to call? And for your technicians, Kevin, what's the easiest way to do this? If we go look at Wegman Company's tech plan,
Okay.
we look at their admin pipeline. Oh, where was that? Yeah, there's so much to this. Oh my goodness. Let's start with workstations. This is their old workstations app. I'm redoing it and calling it Device Manager. In fact, Device Manager is one of our apps, and I'm getting that updated. So all these are the ones that are in production right now. They have currently 32 devices. And if I want to break these down, because I don't have it all filled out yet. I just started building this over the weekend to give your technicians something clean. I'm going to delete this. This is what I've been working off of for the last 5 years. You can see how sloppy it is. And it's done a great job in helping me manage everything. As we did replacements, I'd use this to track where it's going and what's going on. And it was really built just for me. I didn't have it built for a team working out of. So the way this is going to work is on their admin team site, they're going to have this app here that tells them that which devices go to which person, and they can look at the PSA as well. The PSA should tell you who's logged in. So if they want to find out what user is what, they should be able to do that as well. Maybe I do need to make the tech at part of each one of these tech plants. That way you guys would be able to go through and do everything as that identity. I'm trying to think of governance and try to keep giving too much power to one identity, if that makes sense. Yeah, so we have the device manager. We have their workforce management app. I don't know if that would be helpful for a technician to access. Let me go to that. This is all the users in the organization. Well, it looks like this is not the right view. What the hell? She's breaking my list, apparently. I'm glad we have versioning of this thing. No, don't group by. Oh, this is broken down by license type. So, this is everybody that works here. Let me filter out the people that are. We only want those that are yes, because this is the active view. Beautiful. Good, good, good. So, we have currently 54 people here. Here's the thing, not all of them have a computer, right? This is a construction service company. I can go to role and group by this. This shows me that they have 6 leads. This is their team leadership. They have a handful of influencers. In fact, Nick is about to get turned into a lead. We have that announcement coming up next week, which we're excited about, along with Jake Lammers. These two are going to be becoming department leads here soon. But these guys all have computers. Everybody that's down here, these standard users, some of them do. I'm trying to think of what's the best way to break it down so you guys can see a list of supported users to call. What do you guys do right now when they call in? How do you verify? Is it through a phone number? You said you text them and they text you back? Or they give you a code?
Yeah.
Now, how does that work? Like, is that a third-party app that works with your PSA to not let you help that person until you type in the code, or you get the code, now you feel like you're good and you can move on?
It'll let us, but it documents it if it does. It doesn't prevent us from doing it, because we don't do it for every ticket.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say general calls, right? When somebody calls in, it's just a general, like, only verify them
Like a
if it's we're going to do something.
like a password reset or
Yes.
file access.
Yes.
I don't.
Good. That means you guys are using common sense. Yeah, like when it's just, we're just sticking to the process every call. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because if it's just a general call and you can help them, just reboot it and that fix it. Okay, great. Have a good day. Like, what did you do really?
Right. We're thinking about maybe adding it for people checking on ticket status. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't want to make it too.
They don't have the ability to see the ticket status themselves.
No, they can, but like nobody does.
So they're going to ask you where it is instead of going looking when they have the ability to. That's nice. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and again, I don't want to get you overly excited because I even said things like, we may build our own PSA at some point. That's not going to be this tech plan or the next. Like, that's down the roadmap. And we would love to have our own MTP management system that just flowed, made it easy for everybody, and we developed it ourselves and we can manage it ourselves. That's kind of the flow that's kind of where it's headed, but will we ever see that desired state? Probably not. So I don't want anybody being freaked out. We got to figure out what we're building before we can build it anyway. So let's get good at using these apps and this ecosystem that we put together with the best tools that we can for where we are today, which we've already done. Alan, I know you've been with Enable for a while and seen their growth over the years. How do you like them compared to Datto?
Don't know. I'm really still learning data.
Yeah, and I don't know what all access that Alan has through your platform, Kevin. But really, it doesn't matter what I think or what any of us think that are not answering the calls. I want to know what the technicians think and that it can do their job for them well. And if Datto is the best place to go, we can make that transition. We would have to have it. I want the MTP clients contained in its own bucket, however we do it. So I appreciate everybody working with Enable right now. That's just where we were at the time of doing this. So I'm going to get Wegman Company set up with their gatekeeper. And basically, I need to write the email to Scott, which is going to be the one that we go over this with. And when I do this, I actually have a big meeting coming up this week to talk to them about SOP. They're bringing a few new department leads, and we're going to get them starting to write out some SOP and P for us. When they do that, that's a great opportunity for me to start teeing things up to train them. I will take 15 minutes out of that session this Thursday coming and ask them, I'll go over the current SLA or the SOP and P with them of what we've built so far and how the phone numbers will work. We're training users that if it's a matter for technology, call the service desk. If it's a objective, send it to the administration team. Even if it's a matter for administration, send it to the administration team. And we're saying things like SharePoint site issues, like issues with the SharePoint sites and stuff. That's not considered a matter for IT. That's considered a matter for administration. We're putting that under admins. So that way work on MTP structure isn't being mixed with your technicians, if that makes sense. You guys shouldn't be getting calls for, hey, the navigation of my SharePoint site's not working. They might call and say, I don't have access to this group. And you guys would have to get, you guys should be able to see in the workforce management app, the one that shows who's who and who does what and what departments they're in. That will tell you whether they're right or not. And you should be able to verify them with their cell phone numbers because we keep their cell phone numbers in here. I can create a view just for the technicians that shows just the phone number, their department, and whatever you need to see. So that way when they call in, it's easy for a technician to have the list of people. That's why I was asking, like, it's part of your PSA. So if I want you to verify people in Enable, how would you do it? How would we set that up for them?
We can do it through, there's a little plugin for our PSA, but it goes through this external system. So we could do it through the external system. But or through our PSA. I don't know if we can get it to integrate with
Enable
as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, because I like the fact, and I think that if you guys right now, if you guys took the time to have them just give you their like what information do you do a 2FA, but how do you know it's actually them? Because it's doing it off their cell phone number that you have stored in your system, right? So you could use this what's the name of the third-party app, if you don't mind my asking?
So we have a couple different ones that we'll use.
What's your favorite? Because remember, we're building the master tech plan needs to have a solid, like the best of the best for today where we are. And we'll get better. We'll revamp it in the next tech plan. But for right now, what would you say the best is?
So the one we use the most right now is like QuickPass.
QuickPass. And this isn't something that Twilio can give us? It must be this dynamic. It must be this dynamic. Is this the service you were talking about? Sorry.
No.
That's for actual gated communities. I thought it was like, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Cyber QP, does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Does this look right?
Sure.
So we want the MTP to be self-sustaining, right? We're trying to set it up to have its own tech stack to support it. I do want the added verification process. I want it to be smooth for the technicians and easy to use. What I was thinking was if they gave you a few pieces of information when they called in and it verified correctly with what we had in our system, then that would verify. But actually sending them something so because anybody could just say they're whoever they are. Like, been doing that social engineering for decades. So, yeah, I get that's too risky. Having that SMS back and forth would be good, especially if we can engage it, and then having it logged to the matter would be even better. Like that's what you're saying you're doing with the integration there, which is cool. I like that, and I'm trying to think of how we can do that here. We'll probably end up doing that through the. It might be easier for me to do that through the service desk here. For the qualification process, because I can have it work off of here and do more plugins. I don't know what Enable's capable of doing, but it sounds like you're open to it as long as it's smooth and easy to train the technicians on. It doesn't take up a shit ton of your time. So let me put some work into that. Let me think about that, and I'll look at this quick pass and see if there's anything that's might work better with Enable or something that's similar. Like I'll try to figure that out first, and if that doesn't work,
Yeah, I'm sure they have an integration for Enable too.
if they do, then great. That's awesome. And I'm going to look around. So we already have Twilio, and I know they do a lot of stuff like around this. And if they have something, I can't think of another platform that would have some. But if they have something, I'm trying to keep the tech stack not have too much of a tech stack either. I want to try to keep it as condensed as possible. So I'm going to look at Twilio first. If they can't help us out at all with what we're trying to do here, then yeah, we'll probably look at this solution.
Yeah. There's also this there's a few for some like in house ones too, but yeah. Sysay. I think they were kind of one of the earlier ones.
How are you saying that? What's that? What are you saying?
I think Sysaid. Was it Sysaid? I'm trying to remember though.
Are you saying sys?
SYSAID. Think. Yeah, I don't know.
Gives me something to dig into, talk to AI about for a bit, and try to figure out a good solution and a good experience for us. And have you ever had any issues with users going, well, I don't want text messages coming to my phone for work purposes? How do you deal with that?
Well, that's a
Gatekeeper's problem? Yeah, that's on you, gatekeeper. Talk to your employee.
Joseph,
Sorry, go ahead, Alan.
I don't mean to interrupt. Cox still hasn't heard anything back about the VPN access and the server access for call.
I just talked to him earlier today, told him that we were getting that lined up. Okay.
So he
He just sent an email.
3:00. He wants to know the progress on it.
No, this would have been this morning when we were talking about Paul and is getting Sarah and taking over her old laptop, and told him that I could have sworn I told him that I also was getting his access take over for the where he goes in there to grab the stuff from the server. That email.
He just sent it at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, just if you can, can you reply to him real quick and say, hey, talking to Joe, and he said that that's on his list of things with Paul and the laptop. Something simple like that. Or I can reply to him. Don't do it. I'll do it.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I gotta move along.
No.
The meeting.
No, I'm glad that you got caught up. Yeah, I wanted you to at least get caught up and know where we're at, so that way you have some insight to what we're building here. Alan, I hope you have that now, and let me know if you need anything else.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. We never did the MFA thing, did we? I did this though.
Yeah, we did. We did that.
Well, you and I did, but we didn't do it with Kevin. We were supposed to do that.
Oh, I gotta be here.
Well, all three of us have to do it at the same time, but we'll do it Wednesday. Let's just do it Wednesday at the end of the. It'll be at the end of our meeting. If you come in at like 9:50 instead of 10, that'd be great, so we can get it knocked out. We'll just do it Tuesday or Wednesday. Have a good one, boss.
We'll see you guys.
Are you getting off here too, Kevin? I'm just talking circles at this point. I have some work to do here. So yeah, I appreciate you making some extra time today. I feel better about the SOP and getting you together with my gatekeeper now. So I'm going to make that happen hopefully this week.
Okay.
Now, do you want to come to the office Thursday? You don't have to. I mean, I'm like, if you show up Tuesday around either at, yeah, probably better to show up around lunch or later. But if you come by the office Thursday, we can use that time. Hopefully, I have to check with him too, make sure he's free. But that might be a good time to get you two introduced.
I'm pretty booked on Thursday.
Okay, I'll talk to you Wednesday morning, boss.
Hello.
Hey, beautiful.
Okay.
Sorry that I just got swamped there.
It's okay.
All right. So the app was acting stupid on my iPhone. So I got out my Samsung here. Yeah, I don't know if they just hate Microsoft right now or Apple. If Microsoft hates Apple and that's why it's not working, but whatever. I do what I want. I also just smoke, so I'm really. Yeah.
Did you get your hair cut?
No.
Just use the angle you have your camera. Yeah, no, it looks.
Girly? I know. Have her try now. And I'm assuming. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Why am I letting her do anything, miss bad grades and this and that? You can't stand her ass, so get her the fuck out of my hair?
Lewin is driving Lisa crazy, and she is trying to actually work. I guess Lisa actually has to work. She can't just like move her mouse a little bit like I do. Hold on a second.
Do your thing, baby.
Joseph is saying to try that. What can you try? Just see what's working.
I guess she doesn't want to deal with it now.
Get out of this.
Do they have school tomorrow?
There's been no word. Like, can you sign out and sign back in?
What are you guys doing for dinner? You're having her log out of her Xbox and log back in?
Yeah. Is that dumb?
No, that's actually smart.
Okay, now try it.
It was probably grayed out before. It should be available now. You're better off saying, oh, screen bigger. You cannot add friends because of a parental control restricting view and manage your multiplayer settings with online safety and the parental controls. Hit learn more. Oh my god, never mind. It's going to take you to a stupid web page. Okay, parental controls. What was the exact message again? I should have took a picture of it.
Something about. Good, just go back.
Oh, add friends. Okay, I just turned it on. I think so, kiddo. I'm trying.
Oh, yeah, now you did.
And I told your mom that if you don't get those grades fixed, I'm taking away your Xbox account. Get them grades fixed, young lady.
Alright, thank you.
You want to thank me? That's interesting.
I said, alright, thank you.
Mm. I just hate how big of a difference it is. I hate it.
What big of a difference was?
I could be wrong. You seem like you're up and up today.
Because you think I took a bill?
I mean, I could be wrong. You said you were going to, but you seem to be bouncing around quite a bit and happy. So what's going on?
I'm gonna say that I'm bouncing around and I'm happy.
How are you doing?
Fine.
Okay.
You?
I'm doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, enjoy your day.
Can we, can can I come over on Wednesday after work?
And do what?
Talk about our finances and all that stuff? I don't really want to do it
Yeah, and I don't feel like you want to work together on it.
I do want to try to talk about it. I just don't want to be super fucking high while we do it.
I know. I'm more anxious about this counseling stuff and getting us on the right track because I know my wife, and I know if you're going to, I know you can't see that it's improving right now. I mean, can you see, like, you feeling more comfortable, not feeling pressured that that's improvement?
Yes.
And you, yeah. And I told you I wanted reciprocation, right? That's all I've asked for.
Reciprocation of what?
Efforts in trying to fix this marriage, get us back on the good track.
Okay.
Is that not what we're trying to do?
I think I've told you that I'm willing to try to talk to someone to see if it's even possible.
And I I understand that you don't feel like there's a possible way. I do see a possible way. And I'm going to do everything in my power. Now, I'm going based off of what you tell me and what you prove to me by your actions. I have noticed you being more patient and not jumping to conclusions on things. I don't know what kind of internal battles you're going through during this. You don't really talk much because you don't like to, which is fine. But I feel like it's been really, like, I feel like it's been getting better. I don't want to lose that. So, um, yeah, just enjoy the ride with me. Quit being stressed out and act like we don't have money. If we're going to give this a true try, I am doing everything I can to cover things, but it's hurting our future. The more we align and the more that you play the game with me, that I've developed it into a game. I've created a safe space. I've created a do not pass go, don't collect $200. I've created a safe, fun environment. And we've both worked hard and we have plenty of resources for us to take a deep breath and heal. We're in a good place as far as being able to take the time to heal. I'm more worried about you being at that house and getting stressed out and needing out of there and that pushing bad decisions. If you can just relax and let money be taken care of for right now. I mean, do your part. I don't care what you spend your money on when it's in your account. That's on you. Just like my money, what I spend my money on, and what I do, that's on me. But we're married. We can see that. We have access to that with each other, and we do want to make sure we're being healthy. I think it's important for us to not feel like we're imprisoned by the other, but loving and supported. Like, babe, I've noticed you've been spending too much on Red Bulls. I thought you were backing off. Do we need to talk about this? Like, is that stupid?
No.
Okay. We don't have to talk today. If you want to come over here and talk Wednesday, that's great. I should be good. And I'm just going to assume that I'm not going to see you today.
No. We still want a level 3 snow emergency? No one should be out on level 3
Oh, no, I've been down here working the whole fucking day. It looks like it's smelting a little bit out there. I didn't think it would do any of that, but it's definitely going down a little bit. That sun was nice and blazing. I was surprised to see any of it melt. It's like 12 degrees with wind chill. How's work going for you today? You done?
Yeah, I don't have anything to finish.
How have you heard back from the IT department yet or whoever?
No, the next thing I have to do is talk to that other lady on Wednesday.
See what they're doing already. Okay. Well, I want some lovin's, and hopefully Wednesday it's clear enough for you to come over.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Business first, and then hopefully you can hang out for a little bit and we can relax.
Yeah.
All right, Mama.
Alright.
Love you.
Out what I got myself for Christmas this year. These are the Oakley Vanguards. Are these the future of wearable cameras? How's the 3K? How's the stabilization? Do I look like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible? I mean, these are my first set of wearable smart glasses with a camera on it, so I have a huge list of questions right here. So I brought in a special guest that knows much more than I do, Potato Jet from the future.
Oh, you come seeking wisdom from old Potato Jet.
I was thinking maybe just like a few weeks in the future. Oh, hey, it's me from slightly the future. Come on in. 2026 is cool. We're just in a robo taxi going around town. No big deal. I'm recording out of my face. This is what recording in the future looks like. Hi, Frank.
What's up? I'm still recording like a peasant with my hands.
That's so 2025.
I know.
Did a bunch of different things from trying to play basketball and suck at it. Oh my gosh, I got to do some biking with it, which is my original intention for getting these glasses. And also my mom asked me to cut down some dead trees, and it's actually surprisingly fun. I'm contemplating a career as an arborist now. So at this point, I would say I'm pretty familiar with these Oakley Vanguards and have things I like about it and things I don't like about it. What questions do you have for me? All right, so obviously I'm mostly interested in the camera that's on here. And I've kind of avoided meta glasses in the past because they only shoot vertical, and I'm a horizontal guy. I'm old school like that. But at least it's not like 9x16. It's a little bit more square than that, right? And it's 3K. So yeah, right now I'm recording with the highest resolution, which is technically 3K by 4K vertically. But that's before processing. Once it gets stabilized and onto your phone and as a usable clip, it gets closer to like maybe 2.2K or so and 3K vertical. And also my glasses just auto stop recording because in this higher 3K resolution, I only have a 3-minute record time limit. Oh my gosh, I wasn't recording on these glasses.
Oh, you weren't?
Because they shut off every 3 minutes.
No.
I could drop down my resolution and get 5 minutes. So there definitely are some pretty heavy restrictions. You know, you have 30 frames per second, you don't have 24. So in the highest resolution, how good does it look if you just crop a 16:9 out of that? Is it passable for YouTube? Oh, here, I'll just show you some sample footage of a vertical video getting cropped into 16:9. I'd say it looks all right if you're watching on your phone, but if you're watching full screen on a laptop or a TV, you'll definitely see the resolution loss there. From a technical standpoint, it's still over 2K, but you know, technical specs only really tell part of the story. To maximize the quality out of full screen, you gotta record like this. There we go. Now we're talking.
How do I look?
Looking great there. I have gotten a few shots just like this, and you have a nice reflection, so you can kind of check your framing. Like that's almost like a little selfie mirror. Like I thought it'd be really cool if I could just record horizontally just like this, you know, clips on. But I haven't figured out how to turn it on and get it to record with the arms folded in like that. Now, how about slow-mo and hyperlapse? Are those any good? Yeah, so in 1080p, you could go up to 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second in 720p. Here's how they look. Like I would say when it comes to basketball, this might be the best perspective, especially for sports where you don't want to wear a helmet or a hat and you just want like an actual true POV. This is awesome. 120 frames per second. I think the record time limit's a minute. And at 60 frames per second, it's 3 minutes. And yeah, there's also the hyperlapse, which is kind of fun. Like, I'm kind of expecting it to be super smooth, but I think my head actually bobs more than I expected when I walk. Let's walk like this. Here's me spinning the ball at 120 frames per second. Yeah, look at me spinning. I'm also very curious about the low light performance out of this. You can see this little light right here, so you can tell that it's recording. Now let's see how this view looks with the Vanguards compared to Sony's full frame 12,800 ISO FX3. How does it look? And is it just me, or is this kind of insane?
It looks like Aurora Borealis.
It does. But these Vanguards in particular, they're sunglasses, so you're only really going to be wearing it when there's a lot of light. But I'm surprised at how good it actually does look, because I'm kind of tempted to get some clearers so that I can wear it indoors or at night. How's the audio quality out of this? I mean, I would imagine that the mic placement is pretty good proximity to your mouth. It's not too close, it's not too far. Does it sound decent? So here's the sound from these microphones that's built into the glasses right now. What about 20 miles per hour? It definitely doesn't do well with loud sounds. So I'll cut to a couple of scenes where I'm talking kind of loud and you can just hear that clipping happening. Oh no! I have my wallet here. If I switch over to this BGI mic, it definitely sounds cleaner and you hear more of the environment. A lot of sound canceling that happens with the glasses. Let me switch back to the glasses. And I'd say it sounds good as long as it's not too loud. Frank, what do you think about this vehicle, by the way?
This vehicle is really cool. This is the future right here.
This is the future that I'm actually excited about.
Not the Terminator T-1000 future.
I just want the humanoid robots just to be smart enough to like clean and organize the house and do all the chores, wash dishes, all that stuff. But then just stop right there. Okay, no more getting smarter.
Yeah, no, this is cool.
This
what
is
I want.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like it feels so spacious.
Yeah, really comfortable.
Yeah. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up our futuristic drive. That was pretty sick. I'm liking 2026 so
I
far.
know, that is 2026.
I must say. I gotta say, I am super impressed with my very first pair of Meta glasses, but not necessarily in the ways I was expecting to. You know, I really got these for the camera, thinking, okay, this is gonna replace my action camera in the majority of cases, but in reality, I don't think it's gonna do that. Let me start with the biggest issue I'm having with the camera right now, which is my video and audio not being synced. So the beginning of the clip, my clap syncs up perfectly to the video, right? But if we skip 2 to 3 minutes in, listen to this. All right, so I'm just about to upload this video, but then got a notification that there's a firmware update for this guy. So I installed it, and it seems to have finally fixed the sync. So hopefully this whole sync issue is now just a problem of the past, even though it drove me crazy the whole time I was testing this thing out. So good news. I also have some trust issues because once in a while I'll get a clip that glitches out. Looks like it's recording at 1 frame per second, basically. You know, it's happened to me enough times to where I know it's a thing, but luckily it hasn't happened to me on a super important clip yet. And of course, my other gripes with the camera is vertical only, no 24 frames per second. Things that are more specific to me, but I think for a lot of people, if you're just fine with the limitations and you're just looking to grab a few clips here and there, totally fine. Now, one of the things that did surpass my expectations is how useful it is to just have simple headphones built into the glasses. Now, it's not going to have the sound quality of AirPod Pros, not even close. It doesn't have that deep bass, but it's perfectly fine for watching videos or phone calls. Right now, I'm on the line with Carrie. I'm going 17 miles per hour right now, and you can hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
I'm actually surprised at how decently I can hear you. Like, I can hear the wind right now, but I can also very clearly hear you. So the sound quality is pretty good, but also when you're using WhatsApp or I think Facebook Messenger, you can actually share live.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's like I'm on the night too.
Yeah. So right now I'm listening to music at a fairly loud volume, like probably where I would want to listen to music. Can you hear me?
I can hear the music loud and clear.
Can you hear everything?
Yeah. I can dance to it.
How far do you have to get before you can't hear it anymore?
Oh, I can hear it clearly.
Over there?
Yeah.
Don't assume that you have complete privacy when you're listening to stuff on this. Part of me was wondering if I could use these instead of my goggles in a full face. And I think the problem is that my face is a little bit too circular. You can see that these are the parts right here at the base of the arms is where it's extra thick, and that's where they store a lot of electronic components. So it does make it a little bit tough to stick into this full face helmet. Like I could push it in and it fits, but my face hurts right now. I think if you had a skinny face, this would slip right on, no problem. Also worth noting that if you're wearing a hat, you'll probably see the brim in your shot, so you may want to flip it to the back of your shot. And that's the same for if your helmet has a brim as well, so I guess that's one advantage for cameras that clip on your hat. All right, battery life test. I recorded the whole time we were playing in 3K. Now, how long did the battery last? So the answer is 31 minutes and 23 seconds. So every 3 minutes when this thing auto cuts, I'll just start a new clip. Didn't overheat on me or anything. And over 30 minutes, I would say that's more than I was expecting. Of course, there's a much bigger battery in the case, so when you drop this in, it recharges the glasses, and you could go quite a bit longer. Now, is it worth recording in 3K? When 1080p actually looks pretty decent, and you get 5 minutes of record time. And I would say yes, if you do a little bit of pixel peeping, it's definitely cleaner. But
Yes, sir.
Hey, I sent over a note. Do you have a minute?
Is this about Paul getting access to the server folder?
No.
Okay, what's going on? I know you sent something over about Paul earlier.
Yeah, do you have an update on that while you reminded me?
Well, if I didn't mention it earlier, I meant to that also give him access to that folder where she would go in and do that stuff for retrieving that information. I was going to get with him on that Thursday as well. Him and I are talking Thursday on that.
Okay, very good. Now, I was calling about the swap out on the laptops. I sent a note saying, hey, you get Sarah's machine to Paul's machine temporarily to Cass. And then William's like, well, is it optimal to, whatever, like, we should give the slowest machine to a freelance or whatever, and I don't know if I agree with that, first of all. Second of all, I don't want to play leapfrog,
Yes. So what's William saying again?
Let's see. It said, I said, I just want to get my, I want to get one. What?
Sorry, my mouse hit a button on my played something on my computer by accident. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Um, I said, I sent over gentlemen, current plans, get a new laptop from Sarah on Thursday, get that one to Paul as his new work machine and make Paul's available as a loaner for cash as needed. Any concerns? And William said, I'm generally fine with this approach, though my only thought is we should default to assigning the oldest viable machine we have for freelance or temporary use, assuming it meets performance needs. Thoughts? And then I didn't respond because I'm like, I don't want to complicate this more than necessary. And then Paul said, mine is good, but any M4 machine is going to be way better, faster with Adobe products. If we're sending a machine to a freelance that bills hourly, I would invest in a faster machine. Also, my Mac is solid, no complaints, just not as fast as it could be. Do with that as you want. And then William said, Paul dash M4 for your $1,500 suggestion this morning. And then Paul wrote back, yeah, that is what they are going for now. M5s are out. And then sent a link for whatever. And then that is not shopping around, but a good price. So he sent a link to Micro Center. I'm just like, why are we? And I don't know that they are. I'm just like, to me, the suggestion of what we already have just makes perfect sense.
Well, and we're all very busy. We have a lot of stuff going on. So part of what I'm trying to do is to like all this communication that's happening right now, all this between Paul, like the systems are the systems, and we're making sure everybody has what they need. It to me, leadership's job is to prevent these types of like. It's not easy because a lot of us don't have systems like this, and I'm learning more and more the more we can rely on our systems and trust those in charge to have a good system in place. Because essentially what we're saying is like Paul's even barking up his own, like he's hurting himself here because giving him something that's more consistent and solid with the M4 and giving us, like, I'm looking at Fisher Design as a whole. And now we have two people in production. Now we have one giving our identity, our who we are, the best of it, and giving a freelancer a 13-inch, which nobody here really wants to use a 13-inch. I feel like we are giving them this slower, smaller choice to support the freelancers, which is nothing small. That's still an M1 with 32 gigs of RAM. That's nothing to sneeze at. It's an M1 Max, not just a standard M1. So, like, yeah, with the decisions that we've made, I think it's just adding noise by bringing them into it. I get the reason why, because that's how we've always done things. We haven't had systems to rely on that were this good that could prevent it.
That noise is, that's what I'm frustrated with. So I'm just going to say, we're not going to buy any machines right now. This is just going to satisfy the needs currently. I don't. What kind of machine did Sarah get? Because she did an M4 or an M5.
The M5s are out, but only in iPads. They're not out in. There's no M5 Max yet. At least I have to go back and look. Last I knew, M4 Maxes are the best things. Now M5s are they. If they did come out, they recently came out. They're super expensive. We spent $4,800 on Sarah's machine, I believe. There used to be $4,200 with the M4s, and that's with us getting a 2 terabyte hard drive, 64 gigs of RAM, I think, to get us through the next 5 years. 32, right. It's either 32 or 64. I have to go back and look and get the order. But essentially, they were 4,200. Now it's 4,800 because of the M4s. And as far as I know, that's the latest, best thing to get, and still is today. I could be wrong. M5s. I'm going to go look myself. And going to Micro Center is an option. They do have deals, but they're getting.
Yeah, like this one it is an M5. I don't see any Apple Care. It's a 1 terabyte SSD, 14-inch, and I bumped it up to 32 gig, and that puts us at 1900.
Is that a MacBook Air or a MacBook Pro?
MacBook Pro.
Okay. Yeah, so they do have the M5 Maxes out now, don't they? 14
I don't know
inch.
what a Max. I don't know what you mean by Max.
So there's different processors. You got your standard M4, your M4 Pro, and your M4 Max.
Oh, like
Yeah, so we go with the M4 Max to get us that's what we did with the M1s, and they lasted us damn near 5 years. They did last us 5 years. Going to the M4 Max, starting price $3,900.
yeah. Well, to your point, I didn't mean to stir up noise, but I'm just like, well, they're, and then he's referencing a conversation they had, a $1,500 suggestion. I'm like,
What's a $1,500 suggestion
I
for
think it's
for Cass?
for what?
A suggestion for Cass or for who?
I wasn't in on it. There's just an email that came through.
Okay.
I'm like, it suggested we buy one, and I'm like, no. And that would be, I think what he's saying is you can get a 24 gig M5, 10 core chip, 512 gigs SSD, 24, and it's 1529. It's on sale.
That's a MacBook Air. Okay. That sounds like a MacBook Air.
It says it's a MacBook Pro, late 2025.
It might be. That sounds weird. 24 gigs of RAM.
Here, you want me to send your.
Yeah, send it to me because I looked. I don't think I'm in this loop at all with this conversation. I don't see any
I'll just
emails.
send you. Uh, Not to like complicate, because I'm just like, well, I don't want to buy anything right now. We don't even know who we're hiring. If we're going to hire somebody, or I think I just sent it to you, by the way.
Beautiful, beautiful. Pulling it up.
It went to Icora Group. Is that still cool?
Yeah, I still get those. We want to, and you guys are going to. We're starting Wegman now, getting them onboarded with the new service desk. You guys are next. So there's the Micro Four Center MacBook Pro 14-inch. Yeah, this is. Is this? I'm assuming they're suggesting this is not a good
I don't know what
price.
the suggestion is,
But
but
why is he even? Why is Paul suggesting laptops to Fisher Design?
I don't know. I don't even know he did. Like, all I know, I think I sent the email, like the one from William Below.
Yeah, I'm just now going through them all, trying to see how it try to break down how maybe it may have gotten to this point. But generally, we're 24 gigs of RAM is below the our standard for our users, and we've had a lot of issues with smaller hard drives, the 512. And this M5 chip here is only a 10 core. I put together an order myself with what we normally get, and out the door with Apple Care. And that's with an M5, which I haven't done one yet. That must have just came out late last year. Check out with Apple Card. No, I'm not paying with Apple Card. Check out.
Check it out, y'all. Stone.
Well, I guess they won't just give you. Right now, it's at $4,750 without tax, so it's going to be a little bit over. You do the 8%, 7.8, whatever it is, times that 4,700.
That's fine. I mean, it's a $5,000 machine.
Exactly. That's what designers and developers get at Fisher Design. That's a 5 years. Their technology is not a limitation for fit. We've invested solid into it. I think it's just a good place for us to be that we invest into Apple's MacBook Pros. We get their highest end chips to get us through as long as possible. And we don't max out the hard drive or RAM. We do 32 gigs, 64 for some. Nobody needs 128. I did just because I'm stupid. I run a bunch of virtual machines, but nobody else is doing that. So yeah, I think you guys, for where we're at, that's my recommendation. Could we go smaller on the processor? Probably save a few $100, but I don't want to. I don't know where we're gonna be at 5 years from now. If we can afford them.
My point is, I don't want to buy a machine.
No, nobody's saying that right now. We do, and whoever's getting the next new machine, that's already figured out. That's Nick. Nick was the first one to get an M1. Sarah never even got an M1, which is why she was the first. And we have a system here, and we're just going to follow it. And you can let the team know, like, hey guys, some of the improvements that Navicore and its tech plan is bringing us is that we don't have to have these conversations. It's figured out. We're good, and
Yeah, and don't interject, please, into this
I'm not.
conversation. Yeah.
I've learned my lesson on that, Scott, more than you know. The past few years, I'm learning to step away, let the systems do the work, and that way, just
Yes.
rely on the systems, not Joseph. Trust me.
But I'm just going to let this settle. From my perspective, it's the best idea to use. I mean, Cass needs a machine. What happened to Bayshore's old one? Oh, he kept it, didn't he?
No. We got his in. I'm trying to think. What did we do with his machine? Michelle. Sorry. Michelle,
Okay.
she didn't have an M1, and because we were going to start giving our admins, they get
Well, she was
leftover
starting to
M1s.
use, yeah, and she was starting to use Adobe products too.
Correct. Well, she was doing some design. Correct. She actually wanted something a little bit bigger, and
And her role was shifted over time. So we did that, and then is hers the one that is like available?
that I believe that is the 19-inch that we have free. Correct.
Yeah, and that's an M1 too.
No. That's an Intel. Like Sarah's was. That's why we let Sarah keep hers, is because we already had one of those, and we really don't want any more.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Do you see an advantage or a better way of like pushing the Intel to loan out? I don't even know how long this is going to be.
Well, I guess as far as looking at everything, are we in need of? I guess with what we have on our plate, we have a machine that we can give to a freelancer. I would just rather wait until we freed it up from. And I have an old M1 that is sitting around collecting dust right now. And I kept saying 13-inch earlier. It's wrong. It's 14-inch. MacBook Pros are 14-inch. So just like Paul's is a 14-inch as well. So if we really needed one and we were looking for something cheap, that would probably be the cheapest thing for you guys to buy, because I'd give you guys a good deal on it.
I don't want to buy anything.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, if we were in a pinch for something, that
Yeah.
we have options. We're not in a pinch. We don't need to buy anything right now, unless we're upgrading future people, like Nick is the next on the list. We go based off of the the need, and I don't think there's definitely no need for a new machine from what I'm hearing.
Right. I see no reason to buy a machine. We have an Intel, and we're basically freeing up an M1.
I would rather take $1,500 and get Nick a new machine, and then get his old machine, his M1 Max, with his has 2 terabytes. He wanted something special than the normal user. His machine would be ideal to give to an admin or something. So if we needed that machine, screw spending that $1,500. Stick to the system. It's just that, it's that simple.
Yeah, I agree. So really, for me, the only question is, would it make sense to lend Cass the one from Paul or the Intel? And
How soon is she starting?
what?
When is she starting?
I don't know. Probably next, like she's not starting as a new employee. She's freelancing.
Correct. We're just going to, and that's, again, I understand that.
And the only reason we're letting her have loaning her machine is because she's concerned about her machine is not strong enough for, it's just, I don't know what she's got.
Yeah, I don't think, I think she has an Intel. I think she's running on something pretty old.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
So, all right. I'll go from there. Maybe I'll just Teams call Paul and just go.
Well, Paul's reaching out to me now and wants to connect. I guess he just texted me and asked me if I had a minute. So,
You want to hop on a Teams call and just get this settled?
yeah. What's killing me here is that
I know.
I've already settled this with him, so it feels like he's stirring shit up. But I'm going to stay out of it. I'm just here to help, so I can put together a Teams call real quick and get us all on.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Hey, boss. Scott just called me, and I told him that you just texted me, and I was like, "Well, hey, Paul just texted me." He's like, "Oh, well, can we just jump on a Teams call real quick?" I'm like, "Sure." So I'm gonna shoot you a Teams call. All right, thanks. Boop, 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 boop. I sent it to Paul. He should be here any second.
Yeah. Headphones on.
I'm wanting some wings.
Wings?
I want some hot wings. I don't know why. I feel like I just
That
got an urge. I'm really hungry.
was unexpected.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking. I was like, it's definitely got to be past my time to eat today because my stomach's starting to yell at me. And here it is. It's damn near 5 o'clock almost. I haven't even had a snack today.
Yeah. It's dinner time. Hey, Paul. What? Where is it dinner tonight?
Yeah, it's dinner time here. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I'm about to order me some wings.
We just joined and randomly just was, I want wings. Like, oh, huh.
Yeah, I just got the sudden urge. Anyway,
I'm just trying to knock this out. Well, like get it all settled because, just take care of it. So is there an issue with, you getting Sarah's machine and then we redeploy yours and lend it to Cass because hers is a dog apparently. No, my machine's quite capable. Yeah, that's what I figured. And the only other spare we have is, I think, an Intel, right?
well, I would say I wouldn't consider it a spare. I would say we have a 2019 2019 Intel machine. I wouldn't. She'd be in the same position she's in now if we were going to give that to Cass. So yeah,
You
that's
wouldn't
not.
deploy it. Okay. So and I don't see any reason to buy a machine right now. So I say we go with that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, right now, if we stick to our current plan, Nick's the next to get a new machine. If we were going to spend any money, I would put it towards because those are not cheap machines, and that would free up an M1 that'd be worth more than $1,500 machine. An M1 Max with 32 gigs of RAM and 2 terabytes of space. I think that would be better than yeah. So I think yeah, but I think that pretty much knocks it in line, gives us a game plan. So there's your approval, Paul. We initially, I don't know if you knew this, Scott, but I was talking to Paul about that would be a good idea to transfer Sarah's because it's already set for production. Just move that over to Paul, and that would free up his as a spare, so we can give him one. And if Cass needs one, then that's perfect.
Help me understand what the email exchange when I sent it over saying, hey, this is what we're gonna do. And then there was some sort of, and maybe Wayne could explain this to me. I tried to call him, but,
Well, I gotta let my dogs in. I'll be right back.
okay. Is this a suboptimal solution? I don't understand why there's chatter.
Oh,
Basically,
well, my chatter is that, it's a it's a nice machine, it's a capable machine, but, I mean, I don't know where you are in purchasing things, it's just that you're giving a freelancer a tool, you're giving a freelancer a slow tool.
right. But it's a tool that's better than our current and any other. So,
Yeah.
and there's no cash flow associated with that. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it'd probably be hard for us to tell Randy that we lost an employee and, we're gonna buy a new machine. So, and I get it, I hear you about, how it would a freelancer using a slow machine be suboptimal from the amount of gain that we get from the freelancer, right? That's basically what you're suggesting on that. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it's an M1 and it's better than the non-spare Intel that we have. And it's better than her machine. There's no cash out. It's a temporary situation. It's a loan. It's not a permanent. And then we optimize the organization when we purchase Nick a new machine. That's where my head is.
All right.
Sounds like we got a game plan. So, when do you want to start taking over the checks for the stuff that is it Walgreens that dumps stuff into that server folder for PAL?
Yeah.
So Walgreens submits stuff, and then Sarah goes in and retrieves that from a folder. Didn't we talk about doing that Thursday, Paul? I can't remember if we lined that out or not.
She won't be, well, she's giving up her computer Thursday, right? She gave me your password to that.
You should be able to hit it if you're using her password. So the VPN will get you on the network to where you can access that server. If you're using her credentials, then you should already be set. But we definitely want you using your credentials. So we definitely want to, fix that. But
Yeah.
if that's what I'm hearing, you're already set.
Yeah. I can get there. I have already retrieved some information.
Well, you know what? It only takes 2 seconds. So let me just go in there and change it to your username because her username and password is going to stop working on Thursday.
Yeah.
I'd rather you still be able to do what you need to do. So, and that's on the app server. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's the web server.
Is it?
FDWS001.
Taking your word for it.
Scott told me mine. I was there one time.
It is, I sent it out, last week? It's FDWS001, yeah. I don't know what rights you gave Sarah, but she definitely needs, I gave you a target folder
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up here in a minute. I gotta go find that email real quick. Just getting lined up here.
What was the $1,500 suggestion that William mentioned, Paul?
That was me that I mentioned to him. Yeah,
What?
that was me that I mentioned to him, like, you're gonna get a freelancer and she's gonna bill hourly, why don't you get her a machine that isn't so slow? But if, can't spend 15, you don't want to outlay the bucks, then mine's the next best answer.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know how long that kind of relationship is gonna go on, I think there's if we were looking at that long term, my expectation would be a freelancer would buy their own machine.
Yeah, that's why you're a freelancer.
Right. That's kind of where my head is on
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that www root. That's a backup of it. Where does it actually live?
People in INET Club.
You give me a link that you use to get to the share, but it doesn't tell me where it is on the actual machine.
Yeah, it's C:INET Club www root. Here, let me go there.
I can get there from here now because now that I'm in the actual init folder, that's your www root host. So I'm in WGN VDN portal. This must be it. So I think, do we just give them access to the?
Here, I can look at what her rights are right now. If I could just go in there.
Yeah, you can do this along me. That's fine.
What?
You can do this alongside me if you want. So yeah, I'm just going to add Paul here. I think that'll take care of all of it.
Man, I want some wings.
You have no idea. I'm NYPD, here I come. Those fuckers are expensive lately too.
What are they?
NYPD. It's a pizza place out here. I think it's phenomenal. I've been watching that Bar Rescue lately, and some of these places where they go into the restaurant and the bar and start pulling out the gunk and shit. I'm just like, maybe I'm not going to eat at a bar anymore. Like, that's pretty gross. All right. So,
just stop watching that.
Yeah, would it hurt anything if we told Sarah she can't access that retrieval folder anymore and make sure Paul can access it?
Why?
Just to test that. Paul, why don't you go?
To do it twice.
Paul, go ahead and try and well, when I disable her account at the root, that's going to stop it across the board. But
Yeah.
you think I'm going to go through and delete everybody's, like, every little crevice of their username being in there? Yeah, that won't happen. But when we rebuild, it'll be clean again.
Yeah, I would leave it be and just turn her account off.
Yeah, go ahead and try. I just wanted to turn it off just to make sure his works. I just wanted to make sure that if he accesses it, we know it's going through his, not hers. But just make sure you type in your credentials, not hers. That will do it.
Let me jump to a VPN. Connected.
You guys ever been around those
Oh.
ice storms where all the ice sounds like a damn wind chime and like it's crashing and like a tree falls? It sounds like a huge mountain of glass shattering. Have you guys ever witnessed or heard that before?
I had a branch do that one time.
Back in 2001, we had an ice storm where they even were calling National Guard for Hardin County because weeks went by without power. Like, it was such a bad ice storm. And I'm telling you, like, branches that were like tiny branches were like this big around because of the amount of ice that, like,
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah.
a good inch and a half solid. Anyway, I lived out in the middle of nowhere when that happened, and we had a wood burner. There was like no power for weeks, like I said, and we lived off that. Thank God for that wood burner. Our neighbors were coming over. Anyway, when a tree would fall, because trees couldn't take all that weight, old trees,
Yeah.
and when they'd fall, I'm just telling you, I wanted to go down and record because I know that happened in Kentucky and a few places south. I guess I wanted to talk about this ice storm. I like ice storms.
I didn't know where that was going or where it came from.
Well, I just have my recorder here. I'm like, why the hell is this out? And I'm like, oh yeah, I was wanting to go get ice breaking. So I'm just talking out loud.
I know why you're picking up your meetings.
Yeah. So when I click on the link, it already has Sarah's credentials, so it took me to that target folder. I don't know how to.
So yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to disable her, just to make sure that it wouldn't auto, because it's cached in your system, which it is. So it's fine. Well, if you run into a snag with it, I know exactly where to go to fix it. It's not a big deal. But you should be set up. If you have problems with it down the road, let me know, especially after we disable her account.
So once we disable her account, what are my credentials?
Your network.
No, I don't tell me your password. I don't want to know your password. You should know that.
So
It's your Microsoft.
Password for the VPN for Microsoft. Okay.
The VPN's different.
I got it.
The VPN password is different than your Microsoft password. That
It's your Microsoft.
Yeah, your VPN is different. It's your Microsoft password.
Alright.
You shouldn't be typing in your VPN. That should be like a one-time. Once you set up your computer with your VPN, it's done. Like, you shouldn't have to know or use that password again. Do you have to log in every time you do VPN? Do you have to type in a password?
Nope.
Okay, good. Usually there's something funky like.
You logged out on your line. I assume Sarah's kind of gone through. You said you already picked up files for Walgreens. Did she go through the workflow for Walgreens and that type of thing? As far as PAL goes?
Yeah.
Cool.
Had training on it. I've done it, a few years ago with some Festive Voice projects, so it was
Oh, yeah.
relearning, but
What about invoicing?
little bit, she's, showed me how to fill a pipeline, what to import and what to export, and honestly, we're hoping that part of the job is not me, but we'll see.
Right, and just do a handoff to me if you need to on that.
Isn't that something Brianna could do?
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't done it or touched it in forever, but the logic behind it I wrote, so I should be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I'd like to have those guys, like anything that we can on the invoicing billing side, because standardizing, keeping that consistent. I know that's why I love AP Schweitzer and them coming on to be our CFO for the things that we do and helping clients with now is, that's one thing that they're good at, is standardizing. You'll get consistent results. So anything we can hand off to them would be great.
Well, ultimately, it does get handed off, but there's a calculation step in there.
Oh, this is preparing it to what to send to Brianna so she can invoice. I got you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, don't let that bog you down, Paul. Just let me know if I can help in any way.
All right. Well, currently, there's not so many projects in the pipeline.
Right.
And Sarah's done a good job of documenting things. It's just a very tribal, manually intensive process.
Sounds fun.
We're invoicing?
All of it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's all of it, especially with this retrieval process.
There's a lot of, if when this happens, you do this and you alert these people and you send it to these people, you also send it to these people, and that's it. Sarah's got it down. She can do it in her sleep, but
Yeah.
eventually.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're not, I don't think we have to be tribal. If there's a better way, we can do that. That's no problem.
Yeah. Now, and since I haven't really done it in real life, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
We'll see how it goes. It could
Until
be
you
that there's
do
a
it.
lot of steps and it's not such a big deal, right? It's just a
Right.
lot of steps. So,
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, if you and, Joseph were gonna talk about something else, yeah, we just happened to be on the phone and trying to figure out well, I don't know what that conversation was about the $1,500, just let's get together and figure it out and be done. And I think we are, right, on that front?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I know Sarah's going to, dump all of her stuff in an alleyway for you to pick up on Thursday, right?
She should be meeting me at the studio downtown Wednesday or Thursday.
This is,
Yeah, the alleyway.
and then you need mine, right? Well,
so that's why I was going to talk. That's why I wanted to talk to you earlier. That's when I tried calling you this morning because I wanted to understand. I know you were in meetings, but I wanted to understand exactly what your day looked like and when she was going to be handing off those things to you, so we could get like the VPN access to the retrieval for Walgreens. And I did hear from Scott and everybody was talking as if like it was going to happen. So I knew that we were going to do the laptop thing, and it needs to happen fast from what it sounds like. So I want to make sure that does this need to happen Thursday type of thing, or does this need to happen, early next week? I get her computer back from her. I really don't need to do anything to her machine, just to make sure that the admin account's still on it and it's set up. I don't know if I'll delete her account on there. I'll probably leave it active in case we need to go back and look for something, but eventually we're going to get on there in a remote session. In one of your wellness checks, we'll go in there and we'll nuke her account after we make sure we feel confident that she's been gone long enough and we're good. I don't think you'll have much of a space issue, but I know her account's probably taken up. I don't know what else she had on there to say, always keep on this device. So anything on SharePoint, we can disengage. I need to make sure that it's got enough space, but that won't take but an hour, if that. So if you want to do Thursday, we can do Thursday. I'd prefer us do it on Friday if Thursday doesn't work, or if you can't come to the studio, then I'd prefer us to do it Friday. And I'll meet you somewhere, or you can come here, or I can go to you. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, if you prefer it Friday, that's fine. I can, my machine has access to everything. I mean, the only reason to get rid of mine quickly is if, you can start having, ship it out to Cass so she can start working right away.
Yeah, where is she? Because the machine that you have is pretty much ready for her as well. We're just not going to hand her an M4 So your machine is pretty much got all the applications, everything she's going to need on it. I think we should be able to get her to. Where is she? Last I knew, she was moving to Paris. So, I mean, we're shipping this thing to Paris.
Well, here's a fun story, right? It's like her side gig is house sitting, right? So I think she's in Westchester now.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So she made.
And then she was going out to the East Coast for a while to house sit there. And
well, I'll shoot. Has anybody talked to her yet, other than, hey, do you want to help us out?
I think William has. I think they have talked to her. That's how we even know she's house sitting now. And I'm sure William has been involved. We can get the address. I can just shoot William a note and ask him.
Well, the easiest way is just to have her teed up to where I can reach out to her. Because once I
Okay.
get the machine back from him, basically there's two of us just need to work out a way. And I don't think we need to get everybody to change the light bulb. You know what I mean? I think we can just do it the two of us.
Lord, thank God, yeah. I'm done with 9 people talking about, well, anyway. Yeah, so if you want to, reach out, I don't have her contact information. My guess would be William.
I just don't want to. I don't want to do it prematurely. She said it, and she say yes, and we're good to go. Like, hey, I'm calling to get your machine ready. When do you want to meet? She's like, well, I just got asked yesterday. What the fuck?
Go to William on that.
Okay, so I'll get to William and make sure she's teed up. That's all I needed. So
Yeah.
I know what I need to do. Reach out to William so I can coordinate with Cass, and then Paul. You and I are going to get together Friday. And we'll work that out this week. Nothing pressure, nothing stressful. So Friday we'll swap out. Then I should be able to get her a machine over the weekend or Monday. Yeah, that'll make everything smooth. That means Monday, hopefully Tuesday. Everything's where it needs to be, and we're rocking and rolling. If not Monday.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you.
Let's hope the snow's gone by then. All right. You guys have a good day.
Yeah, what are your King Charles's do out in the deep snow, man?
Oh my God, dude.
Did you just shovel it back?
Oh, I did. My little one. I mean, they would not go like. I even shoved a little tiny spot so they can go out there and take their little shit, and they just like no.
Yeah.
They're little princesses and princes. Like, let me go out there and roll out the red carpet so you guys can shit. Ugh. But yeah, they.
Yeah, I've seen little like greenhouse tents and stuff for the dogs and stuff, with no snow on it. It's all warm.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, they're good. I just got on my son earlier because apparently he let them out, and it's so fucking cold out there. They don't usually bark like that, so they were pissed. I just got on him because like you can't leave him out there, buddy. Yeah, I ain't giving them no goddamn greenhouse, little bastards. But this is I don't know if this will come through or not, but this is her. And she's looking at me like, give it a second here. When she only has 3 legs, or 3 feet. So she's like, I can do this. She's going to try it. And she's like, oh, let me go underneath the porch and come out the other side. That doesn't work. So he's like, will you just open the door and let me in? I'm ready. Then she's like, okay, that's not going to work. I got to go this way. She does this little turnaround thing. Watch this. I had to send this to my wife. She's pissed at me. I open the door I'm like, come on, baby, you can do it. And she does a little turnaround and jump. Oh, she's buried. Come on. It's not coming through, but she got through it. She did it. Oh, she was so covered in snow. She was pissed. She just got on the couch and shook it all over the couch, and there's snow everywhere. Yeah. I love them.
Yeah.
Enjoy the snow, everybody. It's a lot.
Oh, right.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
Damn dogs. They're looking to little puppies. You like a doggy doogie doggies, the little doogie doggies, the little doogie doggies. We're closed Tuesday. Oh, we're not ordering wings tonight. It's a fucking blizzard outside.
Thank you for calling. Due to inclement weather, we have decided to close for the rest of the day. We will open tomorrow during regular hours.
I want hot wings. Well, that was stupid. Bottom line is I'm getting off here for the day. Because I can. Because I've been down here for, since fucking 7 o'clock this morning. 10 hours. A lot to learn yet. A lot to do, a lot to get done, but I am wrapping it up for the day. I have got so much on my plate and I love it. Nothing is pressing on me as far as, the website shit. Didn't get that done. Didn't get my fucking proposal done today either. Didn't do anything I fucking told myself I was going to get done today. I fucking hate myself. I don't hate myself. Gotta quit saying shit like that. I gotta do better though. Yeah, it's going to work out. They're not that pressing. They do need to get done though. I gotta pee. I'm getting off here. All right, bastards. Keep it heavy. Keep it real. And I will see you next time. Probably tomorrow. I'll be streaming all day. Come hang out. Snow in with me.